and welcome to Dental Studies Simplified. I am Dr. Ankita Kotecha and today's topic is mechanism of bone loss in periodontal diseases. The two main features of periodontal diseases are inflammation and bone loss. It begins with inflammation, that is via expression of pro-inflammatory cytokines and other mediators of inflammation. These inflammatory mediators, the cytokines, are capable of reaching the bone and cause the bone loss. If these mediators are not contained within the very site of origin or locally, then they have the capacity to spread within the host tissues and reach the bone, thereby causing bone loss. Now, whether the inflammation will cause bone loss is determined by two main factors. One is the concentration of these mediators, that is, higher the concentration, more are the chances that they will reach the bone and cause bone loss. And the second factor is the critical distance between these cytokines and the bone. So the nearer or the closer the cytokines are to the bone, the better the activity of bone loss performed. So these are the two main factors: concentration of the mediators, that is cytokines and the other cell mediators, and second is the critical distance between the cytokines and bone. So now coming to the molecular aspects. There are mainly three molecules, that is the rank, rankle, OPG, also called as rank, rankle, OPG axis. Rankle is expressed by osteoblast. Rank is present on the osteoblast precursors of hematopoietic origin, and OPG is a soluble decoy receptor. Clear? Osteoprotegerine, a soluble decoy receptor. Now, which conditions are favorable to bone loss and which conditions are favorable to bone formation is determined by the expression of these three molecules. So now, when the inflammatory mediators, that is pro-inflammatory cytokines, are expressed, they will stimulate osteoblasts to release rankle. So rankle expression is enhanced due to inflammatory mediators. When rankle expression, these green dots, are enhanced compared to the concentration of the soluble decoy receptor osteoprotegerine, then rankle will go and bind with rank on the osteoblast precursors. That is, the colony forming unit for the granulocytes and macrophage will differentiate into colony forming unit for macrophage, and when rankle binds with rank on that colony forming unit for macrophage, in the presence of macrophage colony stimulating factor, it differentiates the pre-osteoclast into multinucleated osteoclast and further differentiation into a mature osteoclast. This mature osteoclast will release the lytic enzymes into the resorption pit, which will erode the underlying bone and hence cause the bone loss. So the increased rankle expression is favorable to bone loss. On the contrary, when imagine if these pro-inflammatory cytokines are not present, rather anti-inflammatory cytokines are expressed, then this rankle expression is not enhanced. So the concentration of OPG, that is these red molecules, are more than that of the rankle. So this soluble decoy receptor osteoprotegerine will bind all the rankle, because obviously osteoprotegerine is more in concentration compared to rankle. So osteoprotegerine will bind all the rankle, and rankle is not available to bind with rank on the osteoblast precursors. This will lead to inefficient or impaired differentiation of the osteoblast precursors, and the final result will be an apoptotic osteoblast which is not capable of doing bone resorption. So this is how the increased OPG concentrations relative to rankle is favorable for bone formation. So this is the basic molecular aspect of mechanism of bone loss. Increased rankle expression, however, is favorable to bone loss, and increased OPG concentration is favorable to bone formation. Now coming to the final point, that is a factor called rankle OPG ratio. This is the most studied parameter in research trials to assess the bone loss activity. So however, let's say in case of bone loss, what are the possible permutations and combinations? So increased rankle and normal concentration of OPG, or normal concentration of rankle but decreased concentration of OPG. Ultimately the ratio is higher. This higher ratio favors bone loss, and the opposite, that is for bone formation, either decreased rankle and normal levels of OPG, or normal rankle and increased concentration of OPG. Ultimately, the ratio decreases. This decreased ratio favors bone formation. Various research trials, various studies have studied this ratio as a parameter to assess bone loss activity, and they have come up with values. The value falls in the same range from all the studies. One such study has given the value for bone loss, that is in chronic periodontitis patients, chronic localized periodontitis, the rankle OPG ratio for chronic localized periodontitis from one single study was 3.33 is to 1.89. So 3.33 is rankle and 1.89 is OPG. See the difference between the concentration of both the molecules. Whereas for healthy individuals it was 1.8 is to 4.0 in healthy gingival tissues. So this is one parameter to assess bone loss activity, and this is all about mechanism of bone loss. That is inflammation leading to bone loss via the release of pro-inflammatory cytokines, the impact of pro-inflammatory cytokines on the rank-rankle OPG axis, and finally the rankle OPG ratio analysis. So this completes the topic mechanism of bone loss in periodontal disease, especially the molecular aspect, the main rank-rankle OPG axis. So I hope the topic is clear to you all, but if you still have any doubts or any queries, feel free to ask them in comment section below or mail them at dentalstudiessimplified@gmail.com. Thank you for watching and listening to me. Study well. Have a good day. Stay safe.